Hello friends, welcome back to another video on my design and lettering channel. My name is Miri and today I'm showing you my process of drawing a daffodil with ink pens. So grab your pigment liner and follow this step-by-step tutorial to create this beautiful black and white flower bouquet. Today I'm drawing this in my Ohuhu mixed media sketchbook. I will use these 3 STA pigment liner in the size 03, 01 and 005. And of course a pencil. Oh, look at this first page. I still love to open up the sketchbook to see this Volkswagen T1 bus painting. It's so cute and I love the background view. Anyhow, if you want to see how I created that, I will link the video above and below in the info box for you. But now let's start with the first step of drawing a daffodil. The first one will be slightly on an angle. With a pencil I start drawing a cone. Around that cone goes a circle slightly off center. Or maybe it's more like an oval? Yeah. The second step is to divide that oval in 6 pieces. As you can see, mine are slightly curved. This way the petals will turn downwards or upwards. In the third step, the top of the cone gets a wavy border. After that, I am drawing the petals around the 6 lines. The petals start thin in the center, are getting wider in the middle and end pointed. 3 petals are slightly above the other 3, like in a triangle. Lastly, we have to draw the stamen. Herefore, I draw like a curved line with a knob at the end. The fourth step is outlining our pencil sketch with ink, or you could color it in with any color medium you like, but today I decided to go with ink. The fifth and last step is shadowing our art. That is the most fun part because here everything comes together. Little mistakes disappear and our flower comes to life. So now we are getting serious and sketch our first flower today. I start with drawing a cone in step 1. Then I draw the 6 lines for the petals in the second step. In the third, I sketch out the petals and the curved line on the cone. For the outline, I use my STA black pigment liner in the size 03. I draw the line wobbly around the sketched petals so that the petals won't look too perfect. Because there is nothing perfect in nature. The beauty comes from the imperfectness, from the edges, folds, cracks, or to be exact, the uniquenesses. With the 01 liner, I outlined the stamen. Then it's time for shading. Therefore, I used the 01 liner. With a flicking motion, I draw separate lines, following the curve of the petal. It wouldn't look right if the line was too straight, too perfect. It's better to draw it slightly curved and varying the lines in length. Draw some shorter ones and some longer lines, as well as interrupt or break the lines. And keep in mind, the more you go over one line, the darker it gets. That is nothing negative or positive, it just is. As you can see, I go over a spot several times to create more depth, because the parts that lay more in shadow, like the center of the flower, where the petals begin, is denser, and that therefore needs to be darker. To emphasize some cuts and edges, I deepened them as well. Lastly, I went in with the 005 liner and built up the shadows and structure a bit more. That was it for the side view of the daffodil. Let's try to paint one facing front. I start with placing a little circle in the middle of a larger one. Again, we divide the larger circle in 6 pieces. The third step is to draw the wavy line around the little circle in the middle, as well as to define the petals around the 6 lines. Here, as you can see, I struggled a bit, because the petals had to overlap and therefore needed to be wider. The fourth step is to outline the flower with the 03 liner. Again, don't draw too perfectly, keep it shaky and wobbly. With the 01 liner, I started shading the center of the flower. Here I drawn the outer lines pointing toward the middle. Around the stamen, I intensified the lines, because that would be the darkest area of the flower. Then again, I built up the lines on the petals to create dimension and structure. At last, I went in with the 005 liner for some finer lines. If you like my video so far, it would be great if you give me a thumbs up and click the little subscribe button. That would help me a lot to grow and to build a nice community with you. Anyhow, let's continue painting. The third flower I placed in the back, therefore it will be the smallest of the three. For the outline, I used the 01, again because it's the one farthest away. I shaded the daffodil with the 01 and 005 liner. At last, I decided to draw some buds and stems. The buds of the daffodil are thin and elongated. The stems are a bit thicker. If you draw the daffodils on a field, you would need to draw the long leaves of the flower, because the daffodil is always surrounded with them. But in a little bouquet like mine, it would have looked too crowded for my liking. Lastly, I did a final touch up, because after I looked on my flowers from farther away, I found that they needed some more shading here and there. But that's it for my daffodils painting today. Leave me a comment below if you would like to see me draw some other flowers as well, or if you would like to see the daffodil drawn in watercolor, for example. If you try to draw the daffodils yourself, tell me how it went and if my video helped you. I would love to hear that. And with that, have some fun while drawing these, and I wish you a beautiful day. Bye bye.